Welcome back, Coach Beamer, to 24 Hours Nothing But Net. Coach, it's always great to see you. Congratulations on your season last year, and what a wonderful spring it seems like you've had.
Yeah, it's been good. Thank you again for having me on. Honored to be a part of it, and my respect for you grows each and every year when you do this as well from a physical standpoint. But no, fun year, and spring practice went well, and life is good in Columbia, South Carolina right now.
I would say, I mean, I've got a really happy Gamecock that lives here that graduated and can't wait for the football season. I also got a Clemson Tiger who, has the opposite feeling when the conversation comes up. But it's so great, Coach. Like, I mean, it's so exciting to watch what you've been able to do, how quickly you've been able to turn things around. You may not think it's quick, but I think you've really turned it around in a fast way.
Yeah, no, I'm very blessed to have great people around me, and we got a great place here at Carolina that we expect to be successful. We have the resources that we need to be successful here, and we've obviously, play in the toughest conference in America and have a brutal schedule every single season. But love that challenge and the competition, and fortunate to have really good players here with me and great coaches and staff, and all going in the same direction. And that's allowed us to have the success that we've had the last couple seasons.
I'm always fascinated by the level of organization, communication, leadership that's required from your seat to be able to put all the pieces together. I mean, you could have 130 guys and an incredible staff that you have to manage. What's the most important thing about keeping it all organized?
Yeah, I know it's hard. That's probably the thing that people don't necessarily realize about the position is just the amount of people that I'm responsible for in my position. We got 120 players on the team, coaches, staff, weight room, training room, nutrition, character development, equipment room. There's just a lot of people here. So you got to be organized. Thankfully, I think that's one of my strong suits as a person is organization, and then have really good people around me, that can help me with that. And then I just think from a leadership standpoint, the role that I'm in is just the consistency, realizing that, all eyes are on me each and every day after a win, after a loss, whatever it may be, that everybody's looking at me and just trying to, be consistent with how I do things and not on an emotional roller coaster of highs and lows throughout the day and throughout the season.
The way you finish the season has everybody wanting more, right? I mean, this is a year that's going to be really exciting, and you're going to have to manage some expectations because you're not the underdog all the time now. I mean, you're a guy that they're going to expect to put a team and a product on the floor that can win, and you do have a lot of really talented players. It should be fun to watch. I mean, what's the most challenging part about sort of being on the other side of that now?
Yeah, it's different. I took over 2 years ago, and at this point, 2 years ago, we were getting ready for my first season. And I think, there were some national writers that said that winning 2 games was, the ceiling for this program in 2021. Now you got people that talk about us being a dark horse championship contender and all that as well. So certainly things have changed. And, our guys, there's for every one of those, there's plenty of people that still don't think we're very good. So, understanding that as well. We worry a lot, not so much about what people on the outside are saying, but what we're doing. And, for us, we talk about it all the time, just trying to be the very best team that we can be each and every year and maximize the potential of the 2022 or 2023 football team, for us. But it'll be a challenge. We've got a really good team, I think, but our depth isn't where it needs to be in some spots. We've still got some depth issues that we need to continue to get better at. There's no question about or get stronger at, without a doubt. And then we're going to be playing a lot of freshmen. I mean, I think literally at every position, we're going to be playing at least one true freshman this upcoming season. And it'll be a challenge how quickly those guys can get ready to help us. Without a doubt, we got to do a good job of coaches, but it's certainly a different dynamic than it was 2 years ago. I like the dynamic that we're in right now, that there are expectations for this team, but I've got to do a great job with our players of, understanding by no means have we arrived. We had some great wins down the stretch, but we had some really ugly losses at times last year as well. And just being more consistent and knowing that we still have a lot of work to do and each season's a new season. Just because it went well last year and things worked a certain way doesn't mean it's automatically going to happen this season.
I've lived in this state for over 20 years. And when you look at the population of the state and with two major programs, Clemson and South Carolina, the one thing that I've always recognized is South Carolina fans are so supportive. Like, I think they, even when there were years before you got there when football wasn't winning, they were always sold out in Williams-Brice. And I just think the fever of pitch of the excitement around your program this year has got to put you in a position where sometimes you're going to have to block out some of that noise that the naysayers or they nitpick this or that about your team, or you're mentioning depth. Like, how do you keep the noise away and keep the focus of that many guys?
Yeah, no, it's tough. And you're right. We got an amazing fan base. They're unbelievable, and they're passionate, and they're loyal, and I love hearing from so many of them. I'm busy doing Gamecock Club events around the state right now, and I love going to those and hearing people tell me every single night how they've never been more excited and can't wait for the season and things like that. That's awesome. But you know, there is a lot. There's noise out there, and I don't think you can keep them away from it nowadays with the days of with social media and everything. NCAA, as you know, only allows us 4 hours a day with our student athletes max. So there's 20 other hours that they're not in this football facility, that they're on their phones, they're on listening to TV, they're in class, whatever, and they're hearing a lot, you know, and whether it's people telling them how great they are or people are telling them how bad they are if we're dealing with some adversity. So for me, it's just, you know, making sure they understand that what's real and what's not real, and making sure that we do a great job of delivering the message that we have, and making sure that they're hearing the right things when they're here in this facility with us each and every day.
I'm always fascinated by the power of SEC football and the fandom that follows the league. And you're not messing around with your schedule. I mean, you're hitting it hard right away. North Carolina, up in Charlotte, then Furman, and then you got to take on Georgia. I mean, what did you learn from the spring that's going to help you be ready in the fall?
Cool. You're right. We're not tiptoeing into anything. You know, open up with North Carolina, who played in the ACC championship game, finished with Clemson, who played in or won the ACC championship game, and then 8 SEC games in between. So it'll be and a challenging non-conference schedule outside of that. So it'll be tough. But, you know, I learned that we got a team that's hungry. Haven't seen any complacency coming off of last season. It's a group that's hungry for more. We did some great things down the stretch, beating Tennessee and Clemson, and we got a group that's hungry for more, and they showed me that with their work ethic, not just during spring practice, but since they came back in January, the way they work and competed. It's a group that is fun to be around and loves to practice, which I like. It's a fun group to be around. And then learn that I'm excited about our newcomers. We brought in a bunch of true freshmen that were here for spring practice that graduated high school early, brought in a really solid group of transfers that'll help us immediately. So I like the group. I feel like we've upgraded our depth at a lot of our positions that we needed to. And now let's see how quickly we can become the very best that we can be going into game one and then as the season goes as well.
Shane, I was pretty excited to read this morning about the land that's near the football facility, and that there's potential to do some development and some creative stuff there. I mean, there's a lot of different ideas coming out of how to use that huge piece of property that university owns and how athletics could benefit from it. I heard a golf course. I've heard a different complex. What would you like to see back there? And I know golf has got to be on your radar a little bit.
Yeah. I feel like we have what we need from a football standpoint right here. So I'm all for golf if there's anything back there as well. There's some great courses obviously down there where you are, but Columbia could use a great golf course. And I know our golf team, they have a practice facility back there that they're able to go down there and hit balls at, but they need more. So I'm all for being able to help our golf team out and then just continue to develop that area. I think there's a lot of potential for USC athletics back there, as well as just the city of Columbia and the state of South Carolina. So I think there's a lot of potential, and have heard different ideas and I'm seeing some different preliminary things of things that people have in mind. But I'm excited. We're fortunate that we're not landlocked, that we got a lot of land here in Columbia that's still underdeveloped, and that's exciting as we go forward for the university and the entire city.
Yeah, I can't wait to see what athletic director Ray Tanner comes up with and with the university. I think that's going to be really exciting. As you know, Shane, this is our 5th year of 24 hours, nothing but net. The first 4 years, we raised over $635,000 for Special Olympics. So, we're just trucking along, getting closer to $1 million. I know you have an affinity with your family for Special Olympics. I know you've been involved in the past. And thank you for all that you have done for families like mine. But when you think about the rewards of the things that people can get involved with around Special Olympics, what comes to mind?
Just the being able to help others, the respect that I have for anyone with special needs, and it's something that I'm passionate about. I know you're passionate about, obviously, and ton of respect for you, and just being able to see smiles on people's faces and being involved with different events myself, going back to when I was in high school and helping out at I can remember volunteering at a track meet, for Special Olympics, and just seeing the smiles and the joy on everyone's faces that day as well. It's something that I've been passionate about since I was in high school, and so honored and humbled to be part of this event with you.
Well, you're a great ambassador for the state of South Carolina, and I am so grateful for all your time and your dedication to helping us in this effort to try to raise the awareness and raise some money for Special Olympics, because as you know, those athletes need a place where they can train. They may not train in the same kind of facility that your guys train in, but they still need, a place where they can organize and socialize and make sport fun. And that's what we're trying to do.
There's no question. They do need a facility, and there's no reason why they shouldn't have something amazing and nice like we have as well. They're athletes as well, and deserve great training opportunities and opportunities to come together and compete, which we all love to do. So absolutely.
Well, we're flying that flag, house divided, very proudly here in our town in Mount Pleasant, just so you know, because can't disappoint either one of the boys. But it certainly is fun to watch what you've been able to do. Of course, I know your dad, and I know he's so proud of you, and a lot of people are proud of what you've been able to do, Shane. So we're wishing you the best of luck this season, and we're pulling for you.
Well, I appreciate that. Enjoy watching you and all of your basketball broadcasts during the season. Keep up the great work. You do an awesome job. I learn something every time I watch you on a broadcast, and I mean that, and much respect for what you're doing here as well. This is awesome.
Well, thank you so much. Now, every football coach that I have on here, I ask them the same thing. You're going to let me in the offensive coordinator meeting sometime? I'd really like to listen and learn.
Anytime. You are always welcome. We can learn just as much from you. So come by anytime. You're always welcome here. I mean that. When you're in Columbia, look me up and please stop by.
Well, thank you so much, Shane. That's Shane Beamer, the head football coach at the University of South Carolina. Thank you, Shane.
You bet. Thank you.